Welcome back, everyone, or welcome if you're a first time viewer. Usually we talk about wrestling, paranormal experiences, and shoe releases. If that sounds like something you're into, then subscribe and let's get into it. We're going to start off with the Roman Reigns, apparently, because that's how the show's going to start off for the till summer. They're talking now. He's signed to be there every Monday until then, at least. So we'll have some live action Roman for a while. Probably a lot of smack talking, a lot of these stupid skits. But I'm really sorry. I'm not a Roman fan anymore. You're sticking to the same topic, and like Raw opened up. He was sitting at the round table with the two Usos, and he says, "I don't understand why your brother wants to fight me," and meaning Fatu. And I don't know. We're going back now to it's almost the bloodline, but we're called the family. I mean, at some point, these stories are just the absolute same. And like I got some later that I'm gonna talk about that are we've just mirrored not too long ago. Also, I don't know. I think we're at, like Roman Reigns is like a John Cena now, where you don't want to see him with the championship. He's only coming back for a short time. In the end, it's just causing ratings. That's really what it's doing. And amongst all the other shenanigans that TKO is pulling right now, that is something they don't need to be losing his viewership. Seth came out and Seth was talking and he called out Braun Breaker. I had leaked earlier Braun Breaker was probably going to make it back by WrestleMania. And I said this guy is a beast. And love him or hate him, this is definitely a Steiner production. Okay? He is definitely a copy of Steiner and I like it. It's almost like they're having a chance to rewrite him, and I like how they're doing it. I don't like him because he's a bad guy, but I like him. Like I'll still root for him. I don't care. I still like Seth, but the thing is that Braun is a workhorse. He worked his way back from a hernia, and it was bad. And here he is doing the same thing, and then he gets busted open the first night he comes back with a chair, four staples in the back of the head. The guy's nuts, nuts. But I think that he's gonna be a title holder eventually. And I think that Seth is gonna win this match against Braun. I really I really can't say. I would like to say yes, but it really could go either way, and either way is okay because the one way it'll boost Braun, and the next way it'll boost Seth and make everybody feel good for Seth because he got his revenge. But I think we're ending a Seth narrative here. I don't know where we're going to go after that with Seth right now. If you're putting him against Braun Breaker right away, he's the leader of the Vision. So I feel like that's a mistake, but we'll see where it goes. With Seth, they tied up the segment by having Braun walking out, shoves the microphone on the ground and walks out. And Seth Rollins says to him with his microphone, "You want to find out how good I am? I'm going to challenge you to a match at Backlash." So they're going to have a match at Backlash, and then Roman Reigns is going to have a match at Backlash with Fatu. The whole thing with Backlash is it looks like it's going to be pretty hype, but it's probably going to be another nightmare with like 10,000 people there, and it's just, they're just not giving people what they want anymore. And it's a bad setup. And WWE not being the corporate structure anymore and TKO being in control, they're letting people go left and right. They let go of Kiri Sane, and they messed up that whole story. Grand Americano came out and he announced that there's going to be a mask versus mask match. Him versus the original Americano. Well, Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser. So I'm looking forward to this match. The contract signing is tonight on AAA, so we're going to see a little glimpse of what happens. But I really, really, really hope that they take the mask off of Chad Gable. Do not take it off my man Ludwig Kaiser. He is phenomenal at the role. He learned so much stuff just to be a luchador. That he is actually a luchador now. So I feel like taking the mask off of him would kill his career, period. He was so good at what he did. He wasn't good before. No one liked his character. He has so much flow with his character. I just feel like it would be a big mistake to do that to him. Just wrong. So we're gonna have to see what happens there. I'll keep you updated on that. And then the Usos were backstage. There was a lot of backstage happenings this episode, which okay, but I feel like they're just trying to bring it back to the 80s and 90s where there was a lot of backstage, but I feel like it's being forced down our throats, not the right way. Danhausen skits are off the hook, but that's because it's Danhausen. Okay, all these other ones are feeling a little forced, a little fake, and a little back like they're actually making a movie. And I'm not watching WWE to watch a movie. I'm watching WWE to watch wrestling. So the Usos got into it with LA Knight and was like, LA Knight was like, "Hey, I don't want you guys turning back into the bloodline because they were terrible." And the Usos were like, "Man, mind your business. This is family business." So here goes that word again, family. They're being called the family now. The first family, probably. But I also heard Rikishi's going to be the wise man, so we'll see. I saw him cut a little promo on Facebook today, so I don't know. Who knows? Best part of Raw, as far as I'm concerned, was having Joe Hendry out there with a guitar in his hand, singing the song where he was going to be wrestling at. The best verse I've ever heard in any song. Can we fire Logan Paul? The whole crowd went along with it. It was a moment. And then, of course, oh, crybaby Logan Paul came out and said, "Oh, you're not going to talk about me like that." Well, guess what? Too bad. I did. Everybody sang around with it. So now you have to beat everybody up in the stadium, you loser. Go back to MTV and do your MTV cribs or whatever you want to do. Just stay out of wrestling because these YouTubers, they don't need to be there. I Show Speed, no. I get it. He had athleticism, but stay out. I don't care. And then we have Liv Morgan, who was backstage, more backstage shenanigans, like I said, and they were showing Stephanie Vakir walk forward and through the backstage area, and boom, Liv Morgan and Judgment Day attack her and beat her up and slam this huge cart into her. We already know Stephanie's injured. She's gonna be taking some time off, so this is just story. It's all kayfabe. There's no realness to it at all. So, thanks to their mockumentary that I want to say, it was just dumb to let us know that backstage happenings. So now we know everything. It was just, like I said, it was full of backstage fighting this week and not enough in ring fighting, I guess. This is the way TKO wants to go. There's lots of rumors flying around that TKO does not like dark characters. So that's why they Undertaker is now just badass Undertaker, and that's why they got rid of Aleister Black. That's why they got rid of the Wyatt Six, because there's just they don't like the darkness, I guess. Which okay, you're just giving it to other companies, and other companies are going to scoop them people up, and they're gonna make stars out of them. And it happens every single time. And then they get big, and then WWE says, "Can you come back, please?" Why? Because now they're stars now? I'm just not really a fan of TKO. I don't know if you can tell. But I just think the way they operate things is ridiculous. You know, they got the Hogan documentary that makes a mockery of everything, and then you got the shows. They're always interrupted with commercials. It's just I don't know. TKO has is a money machine, and that's all they care about. Well, let's talk about another one of my favorite subjects, Obafemi. And unfortunately, they have really not done justice to his character by doing this open challenge shit. Because that's what it is. Shit. I don't know why you give this monster of monsters who just tossed around Brock Lesnar, retired him like a bitch, and you're going to give him matches against the likeness of people like Grayson Waller. What are you doing? He is one of his legs. Like, this is ridiculous. And now Grayson's by himself because New Day got fired. I don't know. I really wish that they would have not dropped the ball on Oba, but guys, I said this, and I always say this when I'm talking about something. I always say, if WWE, if WWE does this, and this falls into one of those times where I was right. I had a feeling they're going to drop the ball on him. I don't know why they're doing this open challenge shit, but okay, it's just going to ruin the show. And it's going to ruin his character. And I think it's absolutely stupid. Grand Americano had a fight with Rey Mysterio, which was pretty live, and the fake Americano has already been trying to do a little dirtiness, and like backstage, he was talking to Rey Mysterio, and Ludwig Kaiser Americano came in and was like, "What are you doing, Ray? Why are you talking to this guy?" And he was giving him guff. And Chad Gable acted like they were buddy buddy, which they weren't. So kind of put Ray in a little trouble. Well, the match, Ray got in a little trouble with Grand Americano Ludwig Kaiser. So I think it's totally cool. Rey Mysterio rolling at 51, still freaking hitting the mats and doing his crazy shit. That's great. I got nothing bad to say. I got nothing bad to say. That it was an all around good match. I wish Chad Gable would stay in the back room with the mask on. If he's going to come out, he needs to come out of the closet and be Chad Gable. Okay, it's not up for debate. No one wants you to be the Americano. You come in, everybody boos you. I'm booing you. Boo. So we're gonna have to see where all this progresses. But Oba, Oba, what they benched Oba? Like he should be going against Roman Reigns. Why are we putting Fatu in the world championship mode here? It's dumb. Watch them trade Oba to SmackDown. That'll be bad news. That'll be bad news. SmackDown has always been second, and they're trying to hype up SmackDown. I might watch SmackDown just because Roman Reigns isn't on it. I don't want to acknowledge someone to watch the damn show that you're on. This whole acknowledge me is so old. So old. It's like the Hogan red and yellow. Say your prayers and eat your vitamins, brother. Rule. I mean, it's old. John Cena, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's old. For now, our paranormal story. Like I've said before, this house is very, very, very haunted. Things happen to it when you pay attention to it. If you don't pay attention to it, it just makes the sounds, opening doors. It sounds like maybe someone's talking in the other room. But if you pay attention to it, it'll open and close things. It'll slam things. I've found many numerous stories. I'm not going to reveal now, but future wise, I will be. This one story, I was in my living room and I heard some noise coming from downstairs, as normal, and it was early, probably about 5 6 o'clock in the morning, and I walked through the kitchen, down the stairs, and every time I would go down there, even to this day, hair stands up on my arms. Obviously, it is very intimidating to me. I always feel like someone's watching me or there's a presence down there. I do believe that that's where the thing, ever you want to call it, is from. So this morning I walked down the stairs and I pulled out my camera on my phone, and I always do this every time I go down there. I always film. So I was filming and I caught this video that I'm going to share with you. I caught the door opening. And when it opened, I kind of hid. And even though I was scared, I really wanted to kind of see what was going to happen next. It slams the door as hard as could be. I'm telling you, every other time that this happened to me, I didn't expect it and I ran and I didn't get it caught on video. I actually caught him opening up the door and closing the door by slamming it. So it was a very intimidating experience because, like I said, it's a very dark presence. It's never out in front of you. It's not a ghost. It's not white phase mist. Nothing like that. It's a shadow, and it makes you not feel good. So when I saw that, I stayed down there as long as I could, and I came back upstairs. But I was absolutely ecstatic that I actually caught it on film. And there's a lot of things I've caught on film that I'll be sharing with you guys. So this video is just one of them, and it was probably on an investigative part. It was actually probably my best video.
So this is what I found this morning. Busy trooper over here. Busy doing something. I don't know. But the lights on in the door. Oh my god, it's opening. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is it gonna move the thing? What's it We're close on camera. That's a first.
We're moving on to shoes now. And these releases are happening or happened. The band Jordan Lows were released today. And again, they're just sitting on the shelves, which is okay with me because they're going to go on sale and eventually they'll be low. So we're going to see where that goes. They also released the white fives, the metallic fives, which are also sitting on shelves, and the Jordan sixes cap and gowns, which those are all just sitting on the shelves, which I think it's because of their price tag. 215, 220, that's a lot of money for a shoe, especially nowadays with everything going on. So not a lot of people have that kind of money just to throw around. So those shoes are sitting on the shelves. Now, upcoming releases, they're coming out with the Air Max 95 Big Bubble Lake Blue on May 7th, which they're okay, but they don't look right on me. I feel like they're more of a bubble shoe, actually. They're heavy. And they're also coming out with the Air Max 1000 in black, which looks like a slipper. We'll see. I don't know. I've heard a lot of things about them that they're super comfortable, but at the same time, they look very, very weird into a space age kind of setting. I don't know. There's no shoelaces. On May 8th, they're releasing another Air Max, and it's the 95 Big Bubble Comet Red. So that is kind of the same along line, just different color tradition. That's all it really is. They're coming out with another Air Foamposite Black Pro, which they already came out with the black ones. So they're now this one has a green swoosh on the side. So I think that's what makes it pro and not pro. They're releasing a couple sandals. They're Rejuvena 8s for the women, and they're coming out on May 9th. They're releasing the Jordan 11 Lows Gold, which, like I said, I am not a fan of the 11 Lows. I don't like the way they fit, the way the laces are. They're hard plastic like the Foamposites. It's just not a very, very comfortable shoe. So I returned mine. And it's unfortunate because I really like the color combo. I like how they work it, but it just not interested. They got the Air Griffey Max ones coming out on May 15th. May 16th, Saturday, is going to be a good day because they're coming out with Air Jordan Retro OG Racer Blue, and they're coming out with the Sale and University. So we'll have to see where those go because those should, by all means, sell out. Will they? Not necessarily because every shoe right now is just sitting. Even threes. There's threes that are sitting on the shelf right now, Easter threes. And okay, they're a little too pastel color, but there are three. And if you're a three fan, you're going to buy a three. If you're a four fan, you're going to buy a four. So, that's it for right now for May until I get more updates, which there will be because that's May 16th. The next shoe that they drop is June 12th. So there's a big gap there that they're going to be dropping shoes that even are on the sneakers app. I believe that there's going to be a whole bunch more releases. I have seen a couple special threes that they're going to release through Foot Locker. So, like I said, I will keep you up to date on that. And I will let you know what's going on with Champs and Foot Locker and what shoes they have. And I'll be posting pictures of those when I. Okay, now for the final subject of the day. We are going to talk about my favorite shoe of the week. Now, I love these shoes. If you're a five fan, you'll love these because you know what the fives feel like. They feel like huge, comfortable slippers. And the Son of Mars shoes, they actually feel the same way. These are the all grays Son of Mars. There's white, black. These things are absolutely awesome. They're so comfortable. You put these things on and it feels like you're wearing slippers. It's got the big tongue and they're just I'm happy purchase. Happy purchase. I hope that the 60 lows are going to be just like this and comfortable, but I have two pairs. I have these and I have the whites. Haven't worn these yet, but I'm going to tell you they're all the same. They're super comfortable and they're not overpriced. They're only $165. Go out and grab yourself a pair. These are just like those comfortable shoes you want to wear all the time. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you stayed interested. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.